Hello and welcome to another episode of the Liverpool Dream. And this is the first episode of the new season. Last season was a great success. We finally, after so many years of struggling, we finally managed to win the big title. And that, of course, means we have a title to defend this season. And we're going to do everything that we can to defend it. Today, we're going to start off with a community shield against Arsenal for the first real game of the season. As you can see, we have gone through the friendlies. It's been going pretty well for us. But, I mean, it's been easy teams with up against, so nothing special. And when it comes to the transfers, the transfer history, it's been not the transfer window I was wishing for. All the players we signed here, they are basically young, talented players that hopefully can become something great for us in the future. Might have paid a little bit too much for them, for some of them. And then a few places left us, a few free transfers, and then we sold some of them. And actually, when it comes to the players we sold here, as you can see, it's not huge amounts, but most of them have souls that will give us more money. Actually, most of them have like that. We are getting like 30% of the next sell on and things like that, and not from the profit, from the actual sell on price. So it's definitely going to bring in some more money in the future. But as I said, this has been a kind of a weird, troublesome transfer window because I had really big problems finding anybody. I mean, I've been scouting a lot of youngsters, but most of them just they go for insane prices, like 17 years old, 16 years old, 18 years old, and the clubs want like 30, 40 million euros for them, and that's not going to happen. At the same time, the main thing I've been focusing on is trying to find, other than youngsters, finding a new striker, because to replace Daniel Sturridge. And there aren't anybody around. I've been scouting so much. And I mean, there are, of course, the big names, but they are starting to get old, like 33, 34, 35, and really expensive. And there aren't really any young, talented ones around. Like, I haven't managed to find like any really good strikers at the age like between 18 and 24, like not a single one. So that's been a struggle, and I haven't managed to find anybody yet. There's still quite some time before transfer windows closes, so there might still be a player or two that might leave us, and maybe we can find that striker. But right now, I don't see him because I haven't like managed to find a single good one while scouting, and I've been scouting like a madman. Not only for the summer, I've been scouting for a striker for basically last 6 months. And when it comes to our squad, we have had quite a few injuries during the summer. As you can see right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players injured. With some big names there with the Firmino and Lincoln and Mars and things like that. And we've also had a few, like I think Khedira, he was injured for like 2 months, and storage for a short while, and things like that. So has really struggled with injuries. Right now, I see a lot of players, but some of them are players that I'm working on just loaning out or selling. Just brought them up to the first squad there, so I wouldn't forget about any of them. So a few of these guys will either get sold on or loaned out. A few of the youngsters. I'm talking about youngsters. This guy is somebody I thinking about like start giving a chance in the first squad, because if I don't, I need to loan him out, and that means I probably need to sell one of my regular midfielders just to clear up some some free space here. And of course, Antonio Guimaraes is back from a loaned out season as at Inter, and we definitely need to start playing him regular basic at first squad because he has potential to become fantastic. Um, this is a striker, youngster, but I don't think he will reach his potential, so I'm not sure about it. Of course, we have the keepers, know them from previous season. We have Potts that played quite some few games last season, but he was also loaned out a few months. Definitely going to be playing more now, and since Firmino is injured, he will probably start a lot of games, at least as long as Firmino is injured. And what else? What else? Is there anything special? Out. Probably forgot about something, but yeah, basically a lot of thoughts there from my side. For today's game, we are starting the season with the Community Shield against Arsenal, and this is the way we're going to start the game. As I said, we have quite a few injuries. Among the injured guys is this lad. And this is another lad that I will start bringing to the first squad. I'll start rotating. Definitely looks like he have a lot of potential. And I might play Barbosa more as a striker. I'm probably going to try him as a striker, which brings gives this guy a chance to rotate with Stikovic on the right winger. And talking about formations, I have a formation that I will try in a few games, and that's, let's see, where is it? This one, something like this. Because we have a really good central defenders right now, and I would like to try to find out a formation that works with two strikers. Of course, the problem is I haven't managed to sign a striker during the summer, but I'm definitely interested in start experimenting, like for some easier at home games, trying to experiment with two strikers. Of course, I have the option to going this way, and I also have the option going like something like this if it feels like too much attacking, and I might even consider playing wing backs, like something like this. I mean, there's a lot of room for doing some experimenting here on at least at the easier at home games. But yeah, this is the way we're going to, not that, but that's the way we're going to start the game. So yeah, I'm excited. New season starts. It's a Community Shield. Let's see what happens here. And of course, to me, the Community Shield is basically an extra friendly. But I mean, we're up against Arsenal, and that have the potential to be a very interesting game. So, and we will wait with taking a look at the other club signings until the transfer window actually closes. But as you can see here, that's a big name for Arsenal. Gareth Bale. Definitely a big name for Arsenal. And let's tell the lads. Something like that, maybe. Yeah. So, game on. First game of the season. Liverpool versus Arsenal in the Community Shield. And, I mean, it's a friendly, but still, it can be an indicator if we get a good or bad start of the season. So, I mean, we always want 3 points. Who doesn't want 3 points in every game they play? And if anybody knows like a striker that could be fantastic for my team, remember we are a few years into the game, so you need to be somebody that's really young, but really good. And yeah, that's a nightmare start. Goal there by Alexis Sanchez. But yeah, if you know like some striker that maybe I miss scouting them, but because I've been scouting like a madman, all the big leagues, so doing so much scouting for strikers. But feel free to use the comments below and give me some like, check this guy out, and I will check them out. But since we are so far into the future, so many years, the computer is often pretty shitty on developing youngsters. So, I mean, even if he becomes a full world-class player, if you develop him for a few years, he probably turn out to be shit in this save. But I'm definitely willing to check them out, see how they look. And here's Sivkovic. Maybe we can create something from here. Højbjerg going for Khedira. With a cross for Klein. Nathaniel Klein. Klein. Oh, we should have passed there. I feel like if he would have done a good pass there, we would have scored for sure. There's Klein again, but it's an offside. Ref has blown the whistle. I feel like the audio levels for the background noise might be a bit high, but I'll have to check it out after this episode. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Feels like it's louder in my ears than it usually is. Here's a highlight for Arsenal. Henderson. Alexis Sanchez again, very close there for him scoring another goal, but a very good save by Rulli. I mean, there's been quite a few highlights, but still, I must say, a pretty boring first half. And maybe that's what's to be expected from kind of a friendly like this. But the lads, they need to know we are not happy with this one. We are going out attacking in the second half, and game on. Second half at the Community Shield, and we are 1 goal down against Arsenal. We have 4 to 5 minutes to turn things around to our advantage. Continue, and he finds Moreno. And talking about Barbosa, as I said, I'm interested in maybe trying him as a striker. Barbosa actually this summer he won top goal scorer at Copa de America, and last summer he won top goal scorer of the World Cup. So he's scoring a lot of goals from Brazil. But Brazil is actually, they are not using him as like a striker. They are using him the same way we do, as like a right attacking midfielder slash inside forward. He scores a shitload of goal for Brazil from that position. And he scored a decent amount for us too, but nothing compared to that goal average he has for Brazil. So maybe I need to take a closer look at Brazil and see what they are doing different, because they are playing basically the same formation as us. But I don't like this. We are seeing a lot of Arsenal here, and a lot of highlights for Arsenal. Doesn't feel like we have the pressure here. We should be fighting for that equalizer. I'm not sure if we currently are. Let's see here. Klein, Højbjerg, Sivkovic. And counter-attack for Arsenal, maybe. No, it's Moreno, Khedira. He finds Højbjerg. We cross out to Moreno. Højbjerg. Back to Moreno. What will he do here, Moreno? Nice challenge there. And he finds Coutinho. Ooh, great chance there for Felipe Coutinho. I think this might be actually be the time to test our two strikers formation. There it is. And I probably need to do a lot more experimenting with instructions and things like that. But let's see what we can come up with here. What would be some good options for this? I need to do some serious thinking. Who is the most tired here by Moreno and Klein? Let's replace Klein with Jesus Vallejo. And let's see here. Let's bring Luis Enrique on the pitch. Of course, the problem with doing this change in the middle of the game is to do so many substitutions. Get like something decent out of it. But I think we're going to start like this. We just want to save a substitution a little bit longer if something happens. Something like that. And of course, we are going to be attacking. Like, there's still a lot of experimenting doing with this formation. Like, a lot, I think. This is going really shitty. Nothing going on at all. Nothing at all. Let's bring in Barbosa then instead of Sturridge, because Sturridge has been quite invisible. And we want you. Why do something like actually? And let's do some more change with the instructions. Come on, game, please. Because I want to go for more direct passes. Something like this to speed things up. And finally, when it calls me, I want to have a team talk. And we are going to be aggressive, and we are demanding more. Time to go into to overload here. I have had a lot of trouble getting two-striker formation working for many years in the Football Manager. Back in the days when I started playing the manager games, like I always played with two strikers, and it's always worked so very well. But for quite a few years now, I had really been struggling getting a two-striker formation working. So that's why I'm really interested to experiment it with it here in the Football Manager 16, maybe like. But I feel like to do that, we need to play with 3 defenders. Or maybe 3 defenders and 2 wingbacks and no attacking midfielders. Something like that. And yeah, we're going to do a lot of experimenting with it. But since we have so many good attacking midfielders, I kind of don't feel we can afford to play... Ooh, that was a decent shot. Play without them, because then we will have so many world-class players on the bench. But yeah, feel free to use the comments to discuss different types of tactics playing with two strikers. And there it is, Gabriel Barbosa, Gabigol himself, his first goal of the season. First real time we put him up as a striker, and this is what we were talking about. Gabriel Barbosa, trying him as our new top forward, as our striker. And yeah, this is the reason why he won the top goal scorer in both the World Cup and in the Copa de America. And we don't want to be overloading now. Let's try standard, but they get a highlight ASAP, so I think this could be bad news for us, because obviously we have everything up. But maybe it's not. Maybe we can do something for here. No, we can't, because Højbjerg takes a really, really shitty pass there. And here's Arsenal. And we are fighting against the clock now. We're getting closer and closer to full time. But they might get us last chance here before the time is up. Let's see. Here's Bruma. And oof, that was close. And it's not over. I'm really nervous right now. This is bad. But it's an offside there by Gareth Bale. And it looks like we are fine for now. Because now the ref is going to blow the whistle. And it goes to penalties. Yeah, we are going to have penalties here. Let's see what we can come up with. Obviously, we have Barbosa. We have Enrique. We have Højbjerg. We have Sivkovic. We need to bring Potts in. Bring Kieran, Vallejo, De Vrij, Magnoli, and of course Rulli at the last end. So, first episode of the season, and we have a penalty shootout. I mean, don't come here and say we don't have exciting episodes for you. Starting everything off with a penalty shootout, and Barbosa makes no mistake. And here is Alexis Sanchez for Arsenal. And Rulli saves! Rulli saves! Fantastic Mr. Rulli. Here's Luis Enrique. And a really shitty penalty. Yep. So one miss for each team is Van de Beek. And that was really close by Rulli. He actually went too far. Højbjerg. And that was... Oh, now we are in a really, really bad position here. It's Bale, Gareth Bale. And he makes no mistake. So, don't have many chances left now. 2 penalties from each team, and we need to change things around. Here's Sivkovic, and he makes no mistake. And now we need an Arsenal player to miss. Or a Rulli to save, of course. There's Bruma. Oh, that was really, really close by Rulli. Feel like he touched it. Potts, the youngster. And he scores. The young, talented player keeps us in the game, but now Rulli needs to save this one. And he don't. It's over. We have lost the Community Shield against Arsenal. But as I said earlier, I mean, we always want to win every game. but rather lose now than during the real season in a important league game. So I'm okay with it. I'm not happy, but I'm okay with it. And that's it for the first episode of this season. Next episode, we are going to have an away game against Manchester City. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you press that like button. And I see you during the next episode.